leave, but we are wrapping up our presentation. So here to take us home this afternoon, talking about tiny homes, is Andrew. Welcome. We're excited to learn about Sound Foundation.
Thanks, Vanessa. I see what you did there.
I know, I wrote it down even for you. I'm
Well,
glad to appreciate it.
thank you. And hi, everyone. Thank you all for being here. And also one last big thank you to Brighton Jones for hosting this great annual event. My name is Andrew Buchanan, and I'm with Sound Foundations Northwest here in Seattle. And we build tiny homes for the homeless as transitional shelter to get people off the ground and out of encampments while they await permanent housing. As you all know, homelessness is a huge problem in every city across this country, big cities, small towns, it's everywhere. And here in Seattle, we have the third largest homeless population in the country after only Los Angeles and New York City. And that means that every night there are roughly 8,000 people who are sleeping outside and in tents and in homemade shelters and in vehicles and in other places that aren't meant to be lived in. We started about 5.5 years ago with a small group of community volunteers who got together to fundraise and build tiny homes in a local homeless encampment here in West Seattle. And afterwards, one of the leaders, Barb Oliver, who's now our director of operations, kind of took a look around the city and decided to keep the effort going. So now fast forward 3.5 years, and we build in a 15,000 square foot warehouse space. You can see those photos, those two photos in the top right, and then kind of 2 rows down there. That's our warehouse space we call the Hope Factory. We have an assembly line style building system that requires almost no experience to work on. Our homes are all wood frame construction. They're insulated, they're shingled. They have 2 operable windows and a locking front door for privacy. And they're designed by an architect to last 20 years. You can see the 3 photos in the bottom right there. Those are interiors of some of the finished tiny homes. After they leave our space, they have electricity and heat and furniture and now even air conditioning installed in them. So these definitely are not shacks. These are substantial and dignified temporary homes, albeit very, very small ones, that offer stability and security for our residents, out of the weather and safe from crime. And once they leave our factory, the homes are grouped into villages that are staffed 24/7 by our partner agencies, and residents have access to really important services like job counseling and addiction treatment and healthcare and education. These villages can be installed and ready to go in just a couple of months, and a 40 home village is just a fraction of the cost of other types of shelter. Currently, there's 21 tiny home villages around the area that host more than 700 tiny homes total. And they have one of the highest success rates of moving people into permanent housing out of all other shelter models. And so today I'd like to ask for your help to keep this system growing. In our facility, we have between 15 and 25 volunteers a day, 6 days a week, and we turn out about 4 homes a week. Each one costs about $4,500 worth of materials, and almost all of our funds come from corporate and private donors like all of you. So based on the current average of roughly a 4-month stay per resident, each tiny home will shelter up to 3 people per year and up to 60 people over its life. And this is the most tangible and cost-effective way of relieving homelessness that we know of. Finally, we've shared our system all around the country with more than 20 groups in places like Tucson and Boise and Little Rock. And so I'd like to ask for your help to keep growing the system. Thanks very much for listening to all of us today. Thanks for considering Sound Foundations Northwest, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. I know some of our teammates in Seattle have rolled up their sleeves and helped with Sound Foundations. Really cool.